Hello and welcome to Creating an Amazing Life series. My name is Penelope Maguglianiti and I would like to ask you to join me in this road trip to a happier and more fulfilling life. Never again. That was the promise I gave to myself while I was looking myself in a bathroom mirror crying. I was hiding in that bathroom because someone a couple of minutes ago threw a check into my face and he embarrassed me in front of my clients and in front of my colleagues. It wasn't my fault that he was angry, but I had to pay the price. Never again I will leave anyone to embarrass me like that. Never again I will allow to anyone to speak to me in that way. Never again I will cry for someone else's fault. And I kept that promise for 20 odd years. But after 20 years, it happened again. Only this time it wasn't affecting on me only. It was affecting my children as well. When I woke up in the middle of the night by the screams of my son Harry, he was 6 years old then. He was screaming because he was having a nightmare. He was shouting, "Not my mommy, leave my mommy alone." I've realized what I was doing to my kids. I was so stressed and so anxious during that period of time that I was passing my anxieties and my stress and my fear to my 6-year-old son. Half an hour later, my daughter, Maria Anastasia, started screaming, "No, no, leave my mommy, no." I sat down, I remember, on that night of March 2013, and I was thinking, you are doing it again, and only this time your kids are affected. You have no right to give them nightmares. You have no right to pass your fears on them because they could feel it, they could sense how stressed, how angry, how disappointed I was. And on that night, I decided that I had to change my life. Next morning, I quit my job. And I did it because I knew what was my why. I've understood that my why was my 2 children. I was fighting for them. I wanted to create something for them, and I had no right to give them nightmares. I didn't want them to have the childhood that I had, the teenage years that I had, the financial problems, the bad words, the gossiping, the feeling awkward and feeling sorry of myself constantly. I didn't want them to experience those difficult years that I had because of someone else's bad financial decisions. So I decided that I needed to take control of my life. I decided that I was in charge of my destiny and that it was time to step up. And for this week, I would like to challenge you and I would like to ask you to sit down and think, what is your why? Why do you want to succeed? For whom? Is it for you? Is it for someone else? For me, it's for my 2 children. What is your why? Because if your why is strong, if you are clear on your why, when failure arrives, when disappointment arrives, and it will arrive, nobody succeeded on the first time. You will face failures, you will face disappointments, but if your why is big enough, then you will have the strength and the determination to move on, to carry on, to take corrective actions, to change your approach and to succeed. But if your why is not enough, then you're going to give up. So I want you to think your why and I will see you next week. If you like what you have just watched, please like it and share it on social media. Join our mailing list through my website, womenmotherhoodandindependence.com. And until next week, choose to live an amazing life. Thank you.